Ultrakill is a great game, and I love playing it. My channel and playtime alone is a testament to that. Ultrakill was the reason I moved to Steam and bought a gaming laptop just to play it. But behind all of the universal praise, Ultrakill suffers from inconsistent level design because of pacing, difficulty, or structural layout. With that said, these are the top 3 worst levels in Ultrakill. 5-2, Waves of the Starless Sea. There's nothing wrong with this level pacing wise because you can P-rank it in less than 2 minutes. The real issue with this level is how lackluster it is. 5-2 doesn't have a combat or calm theme that plays while you fight. Ambient sounds of rain and thunder are played instead. The enemies featured here are mostly fodder and you can destroy them effortlessly. The only engaging part of this level is the boss fight against the ferryman, and only then music decides to play. The ship rising out of the water for its introduction is very cool, but the build-up that led to this moment is non-existent. This fight is also completely optional. All you have to do is toss the man some pocket change and he'll open the door leading to 5-3, arguably the best level from Layer 5. Skipping the fight is even encouraged. It's an official bonus objective. Overall, the lack of a meaningful challenge and the weird layout hurts this level's replay value. It simply pales in comparison to the levels that came before and after it. 4-3, A Shot in the Dark. This level has pacing and difficulty issues. You're forced to carry around a torch and light up some fireplaces for the entirety of the level, so flying around like it's 4-2 is impossible. Once a fireplace is lit, fodder enemies spawn, and you can destroy them by spamming projectile boost. While covering this level, I limited myself to guns a newer player would only have access to at this point in the game. Fighting through tight spaces with little visibility and few movement options quickly made this level a chore to navigate. The second enemy wave is full of projectile spamming enemies that can overwhelm you instantly, which is asinine because the previous room had none of this. Now, onto the reason this level is hated, the final gauntlet. You finally place a torch and a bunch of projectile spamming enemies spawn everywhere in this open area. Playing this without the grappling hook was awful, and the sanded enemies made healing impossible. I now definitely see why newer players berate 4-3 more than anything else. The ridiculous difficulty spikes, mediocre soundtrack, and the terrible lighting are all reasons many people don't replay it, myself included. It's easily the weakest level from Layer 4 without any contest. 8-3, Disintegration Loot. This level, on launch, was a damn train wreck. It was so bad, to the point my friends and I questioned whether it was playtested or not. Seriously, the amount of soft locking and glitches I encountered while trying to P-rank the level on launch is innumerable. I've even made a short, show don't tell styled video showcasing how bad the level was on release. And of course, the keyboard warrior showed up to defend that trash level. I understand the game is in early access and problems are to be expected, but that label isn't a bulletproof excuse to defend a buggy mess. And I'm not alone with this statement. With that said, this level suffers from difficulty, layout, and pacing issues. For perspective, this level takes an average of 10 to 17 minutes to P-rank. My time was 11 minutes and 22 seconds on Brutal. This is not a flex. Only a small handful of people have P-ranked this level on Brutal in less than 10 minutes. Today, most of the glitches have been fixed, but the performance issues still linger. 8-3 is harder than P-2, but not in a good way. There's specific gauntlets where I feel like the devs gave up during level design and just decided to lazily spam enemies in tight rooms. And it doesn't help that these tight rooms have constantly shifting geometry and visual clarity during combat is nearly non-existent. This is what causes the performance issues in the 3-1 looking gauntlet to softlock, forcing you to restart a 10-minute level. 8-3 is split into 2 parts. The first half you're playing a somewhat normal level, then the second half you're jumping around in space, which is cool. Unfortunately, you have to move slowly during this segment on your first P-rank attempt, because it's possible to get confused and skip over floors that trigger enemy spawns. Similar to 7-4 Street Cleaners where you have to step on this platform to spawn them. It's not hard to miss. The platforms in 8-3 on the other hand are something else. 8-2 was a fantastic 6-minute level that you could dash through. The portal technology, geometry mechanics, and new enemies were introduced at a digestible rate, and the difficulty was similar to 8-1. 8-3 just cranks everything up to the max and fails to respect the player's time in any meaningful way, which is why it earns the #1 spot for being the worst level in Ultrakill. Its debut was trash. It introduced powers, the flying Gabriel fanboys that constantly shout with a high-pitched voice, that also demand 100% of your combat attention. These mosquitoes will get mad if you parry them and will resort to jumping you. All in all, 8-3 is a level you P-rank once and never return to. That definitely isn't the case for some people, and if you like the level, that's cool. But the long runtime severely kills replay value for most people. Ultrakill is praised for its peak gameplay, but unfortunately, 8-3 doesn't deliver.